So I'm guided to touch on paying it forward. And I'm not sure if it was the name of a movie, but I know there was a movie with it mentioned in it also. But for me, paying it forward is I've been blessed so much by God. God has seen me through so much, so much. And God has always been there for me. Like sometimes he has to carry me, like literally lift me up and carry me because I just can't carry myself. And God is like, come, my daughter. All right, come, let me carry you, come. And those are the times when you will see one set of footsteps in the sand, where God is literally carrying you through a situation. And all these endless blessings that, I am fortunate to receive from God, that God showers me with, I must pay it forward. And for those who don't understand what I mean is that I must be kind to others. And kindness doesn't only mean tangible things, something that you can touch, you can hold, you can hug. No, I must be kind, mentally kind too. Like, where I can, I encourage. Where I can, I support. Where I can, I pay it forward by, I thought of you, and here this is for you. I don't want nothing back in return. God has already blessed me with endless blessings that I could not count even if I tried. I pay it forward in the glory, the gratitude to God, in gratitude to God. And that's just how it is. So when I do something for someone, I'm not doing it to get, oh, she's so kind. Oh, Trisha is so kind. She's so nice. I am not. Because I am doing it as a looking up to God and saying, God, I thank you, my Father, my Creator, for loving me unconditionally and for never abandoning me. And I know that you'll never abandon me. Why? Because you showed me. And through the kindness that I show, it shows others that there are still people out there who care, who will do for you without joining the favor bank. And what I call a favor bank is, oh, I give you something today with the intent of you giving me, with the expectation of you giving me something tomorrow. I don't join that bank with nobody. I really don't. I do because that's what God tells us to do. Be kind to each other. We're as strong as our weakest link. So if someone feels that they can be like, oh, I have it all and they don't have anything and I don't care, that's not strength. And that's not of God. We must assist others. We must care. We must genuinely care, not pretending for the spotlight, pretending for, oh my goodness, she's so kind. No, 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 no. Mm-mm-mm-mm. It's not about that. First of all, human beings have a way of building others up, but taking pleasure of tearing them down. So if you ever have the need to get validation from other human beings and do things to please other human beings and not God. Do it for attention, for fame, for, oh, I'm seen. Look at me. Those same people that build you up are the same people that will most likely remove that chair from under you and watch you fall to the ground. And while you're falling to the ground, it feels like slow motion because they're laughing at you and pointing. So whatever you do in life, you do for God. You do to please God. That's who you should try to please, not man, God. So whatever I do for others is with a clean heart and as gratitude to God, because never would have made it without you. So that's how I can explain paying it forward, you know? And it's a blessing from God to be able to do so. A kind word, a smile, a how you doing, genuinely asking how you doing. Not this, oh, how you doing? Just as a formality, as, oh, it's silent in the room, so let me just ask. No, you ask to listen and to intentionally respond. I remember, and I'll give you an example of what I went through and experienced with this. I remember one day I went on the elevator and there was someone on the elevator and I said to the person, how are you doing? And with all honesty, I said it with the intent to hear, I'm fine, because that's usually what you hear, right? Usually people don't really express, like, remove that mask and tell you what is really going on with them. And for some reason, this person was comfortable enough to tell me that, well, I like, they're diagnosed with a certain disease and they're on the waiting list and they're not doing so good this morning. And I was in the elevator. I know it doesn't take a long time for you to reach, well, usually depends on how much floors, but it doesn't usually take a long time for you to reach your destination on the elevator. And I sat there and I listened and I intentionally responded. And I told him, everything is going to be okay. God got him, And I thought about it after and I'm like, how many times have we really asked others how they're doing? And they respond with the societal expected response with the mask up, I'm okay, when they're literally hurting so badly inside and would just like someone to listen. Would just like to express it to someone, but they feel uncomfortable. How many times has that really happened? So I want to always have that door open where anyone, either casual acquaintance, people who I see daily, anyone, anywhere can feel comfortable with answering me honestly on how they're doing. And know that it's a safe space. And Trisha, not Trisha. Trisha ain't gonna tell nobody. Trisha even secretive when it's unnecessary. Like, why am I being so secretive? So, there's a safe space and I know that if they tell me, I'm going to be honest, transparent with them. You know, people ask me all the time, how are you doing? And I say, I'm okay, I'm fine. And they probably think that I am not being honest or sincere. But as they get to know me, they understand that I am. I am being honest and sincere. You see, and I've mentioned this before, I look on life experiences as lessons. So I am fine. I'm literally fine. The things that I have went through in life has brought me to a place of knowing me, of accepting me, of not needing validation from anyone, knowing that I can, like literally I can, I'm capable, I'm loved unconditionally by God. You know, the things that I have went through, I know that there's nothing and I'm going through or will go through. I know that there's no reason for me to worry because God has shown me that He's here for me. God is not a fantasy, is not a made up being. Like God is real. I am living testament that knowing that God is real will bring you through because God will never forsake you. No matter what you go through, no matter who leaves, who comes, no matter what happens, once you have that faith in God, you're going to be fine. It might get rough. It might get hard. You probably feel like you can't even go another moment. Like, all right, me done. Me done. Me I go sit down here. So me done. Me not go no further. Me get up. And God sit down beside you and go, I understand your feelings. I get it. But guess what? You're not done. We're not done. Me not done with you. So come, let's go. Enough of feeling sorry for yourself. We don't do that around here. Let's go. And sometimes, as I mentioned before, God carry me through. But I make it. I make it. And I treasure everything that I've been through because it has brought me to being the best version of myself up until this time of my life. Like all through my life, I can tell you without a doubt that this person, this being that is sitting in front of you, talking to you, is the best version of myself that I have been in this lifetime. Best version. Best version. So I do not look on my experiences or regret them or if I had it to do over again, I wouldn't. Let me tell you, the most painful experiences in my life, if I had them to do over again, I would. I would go through that pain again if back then I knew that it would allow me to be the best version of myself. I would. Why? Because it's a part of my journey. It's a part of me growing, and a lotus, one of the most beautiful flowers, they don't bloom in comfort. You know what I mean? A rose is protected by thorns, so it is okay. Like, pain for me is a protection against illusions and delusions and living in a state of not wanting to see the truth. It can open your eyes to what you didn't want to see before. You know what I mean? So I have the understanding that everything that has happened in my life is for my good. No matter how painful, no matter how, even when you're going through it and you're like, I do not see a lesson in this. I don't care what Trisha said. I don't care. She can go on where she'll go on with all that positivity and all that foolishness. I do not see any lesson I can learn from this. I guarantee you that God has put you through that experience for a lesson. Probably a lesson that you don't understand at this time. You know why you don't understand it at this time? Because it's not the time for you to understand it. You understand it in God's timing, not yours. You don't run things. God runs things around here. That's how it works. Blessings. Thank you so much for joining me today, and please comment below. Let's get this discussion going. Bless up and see you next time. Bye.